Today I'm recording a channel update, but I'm doing something a bit weird with it, because we're also going to be talking about Skyrim in a related way, but not in the way you probably think it is. Because last week I decided I would start up a new character in Skyrim. I played it as if I didn't know the game as well as I do, because I've spent thousands of hours in Skyrim now, but I played it almost fresh and quite casually and calmly. I made a very basic warrior. I decided I would just wander around the place and just appreciate the game again. And there were a few different things about that I want to talk about, because it was fun. I really enjoyed it. It was nice to just be able to sink myself into this world. One of the earliest things I did was when I was just going in the settings, I noticed I had the music turned down. This was clearly from back when I used to make Skyrim videos a lot of the time, and I'd have the music down at the bottom so I could still have like the sound effects of swords and stuff playing in the background, but the music wouldn't clash with whatever background music I used. So one of the first things I did was I turned the music up. And my god, the music in Skyrim is great, and I'm an idiot for ever turning it off. In fact, it is so great that the Skyrim soundtrack is now the first video game soundtrack I have bought. I was just like, yep, I'm buying the MP3 download of this. I'll likely use it in this video itself, because it really is so good, and it just helped me sink into the world. And I did a few other things to sink into the world. The character I made, I kind of developed them as I went along. I was an Imperial, I came up with a loose backstory as I was playing. I decided I was going to go and help all the Jarls. That'd be like my main thing to do. I really was able to get into the character. I experienced the world a lot more by avoiding going for load screens and fast travelling everywhere, and most of the time I would just walk along the paths. And I looked at signposts. I really studied the signposts and thought to myself, oh, okay, this is the path that was created to get to this location. I know roughly where I need to go, let's just follow the path. It was lovely, and I had a lot of relaxing times in it. I kind of love that my character kept running into wolves. So at one point I was carrying around like 24 wolf pelts with me, and I kind of gave myself the honorific Wolf Slayer as like a title for my character, just because I kept fighting wolves, and I did it so often that I basically mastered fighting them very quickly. It was a nice feeling, and the reason I'm telling you all of this is because for me, Skyrim's an escape. It gets me away from the real world. And I think when I first played the game, I was at a time in my life where I could not deal with the real world. And the reason I came back to Skyrim recently is a similar one. The real world, it's not the greatest place to be in right now. And I haven't got a script for this, but I have wrote down a few very vague bullet points, and one of them just reads 2020 sucks, which I think is the most honest thing I have ever put to paper. This year has not been a good one for anyone as far as I know. For some people they've managed to kind of average it out, but nobody seems to be having a good year, and there's just been a lot of bad with it, and I just needed an escape, so I went back to Skyrim, and I found a way to just get myself fully engrossed in the game, just stop being myself for a while, and be someone else in a different world and a different reality, and just not have all my worries anymore. And it was so nice. But I have a job, and that's making content, and I have to do that all the time, and that brings me back to the real world. This is where the whole channel update section kind of starts, because I've got a few different things to talk about here, and I'm not honestly sure where I should start. So I think I'm going to start by just clarifying a few things. First of all, this is my full-time job. I am a YouTuber, it is my only job, I don't have like anything on the side. I'm also a fairly small channel, so I'm not like some big famous YouTube person obviously, I'm just kind of getting by. In fact, I think at the time of recording I have 33.5 thousand subscribers, I think we just hit that, so that's kind of nice. But I actually recently, like a few weeks, month ago maybe, checked out like some of my channel averages. I worked them out, I counted up how many videos I had, worked out total views divided and did all of that stuff. And on average, I get about 8,000 views per video and gain about 30 subscribers per video. Thing is though, this is the channel average. The really good videos that do super well, bring that up. The really bad videos that do poorly, bring that down. So really for me, that's kind of a guideline for what I feel I should be getting on videos that I upload now. If they do worse than that, they're bringing the average down. If they do better than that, they're bringing the average up. And just taking a look at my channel, and like sorting by most recent uploads, there's a mix. There's definitely a mix. There are some videos that have definitely done better than that, but there's also a lot that have done worse. And above all else, there's just a lot of videos that I don't care about, and that I don't think deserve to hit the average. But there's also a few videos that I think do, but which I just didn't spend enough time with, and just didn't have the chance to do anything, so of course they're not hitting the average. Being a YouTuber is looking at numbers and comparing every single piece of work you make to every other piece of work all the time, and that's not always great. One of the main purposes of this video is to kind of talk about why my videos don't do that well, and I want to be clear here, this isn't me being like, oh, why aren't you guys watching my videos enough? No, this is very much, I am to blame here. Don't start thinking that I'm ranting at anyone or at anything. I'm 100% to blame for every failure that happens to me. I'm fully aware of that. But I think the big thing is that I'm currently a Fallout 76 channel. However, I'm not a particularly good Fallout 76 YouTuber, and I'm not really needed within the community at all. At least I don't believe that to be the case. I do think I have made videos which have been very beneficial to the community and were needed. The one that comes to mind is the most popular video on my channel, The Ultimate Beginner's Guide. That has been incredibly helpful for so many people starting the game, and that is a true valuable addition that I have made to the Fallout 76 community. However, most of the stuff I do, not that big a deal. I have a few video essays and stuff that's interesting, people enjoy the Purveyor videos, and I have fun every once in a while. But I'm not a big channel overall, but I'm not even a big channel when it comes to Fallout 76. There's a lot of other channels which do better than me, because they've got more of a place within the whole community. I'm kind of just on the sidelines, occasionally throwing out a good video, but more often than not just throwing stuff everywhere and wondering why it isn't working. So this is probably the time to talk about the actual changes coming to the channel. And first up, as you may be able to imply from the previous few sentences, I'm taking a step back from Fallout 76. I'm not going to just stop covering it entirely, because I still do have some videos to make. It's just going to be a case of I'm not going to cover it solely and not going to cover it as much. Once Still Dawn comes out, I will be reviewing that. I have that as a planned review, as a video I want to make. I also am planning on making a video ranking the legendary armor effects, similar to how I did with the legendary weapon effects. That one, I'll be 100% honest with you there, the ranking video is 100% for money. Money and views. I know it's going to be quick, easy, it's not going to be a great video. I honestly do not enjoy list videos. I think they're pretty bland, boring, basic, and are often not even better than just Googling the question yourself. Like, I really have a pretty low view of list videos in general. I do think they can be done well, and there is sometimes potential, but I feel like the format as a whole just is for easy clicks, and isn't particularly good, and I don't enjoy making them. So I'm literally just going to make that one because this is my job, and because I do need to make some money off of it. So I will end up making an armor video. I'll try and make it somewhat interesting, throw a joke or two in there, not make it as utter trash as list videos can be, but that's not going to be something I'm passionate about. That's literally going to be, cool, this will pay for, like, a Tesco order or whatever. That's basically what I'm going to be making it for. and I want to be very honest with all of you about that. But I am going off topic a bit now. Other than those very few and far between videos that I'll be making on Fallout 76, I'm unlikely to be covering it on as granular a level as I have done in the past. I used to cover like every major bit of news and every single update, and anything big that happens I still will cover, but there's other people you can go to for the granular stuff. In fact, at this point, I'm gonna recommend, if you are just really into all of the 76 news and don't care about anything else, Inov Survivalist, I can recommend her. Very good 76 channel, covers way more than I do, and I'll actually talk about that in a second, because why not at this point. But yeah, she's genuinely a very nice person as well. I know I said like I'm not really a major part of the 76 community. She's pretty much the only specific 76 YouTuber that I've spoken to several times and even just had casual conversations with and stuff, because she's genuinely a lovely person, as well as doing a lot of coverage on the game. So go check her out if you want to stay informed on all things 76. For me though, Fallout 76 is not the game that's going to propel me into stardom. No, it's just not the game that's going to do that great for me anymore, because for those who only joined recently, I used to be like a challenge run and character build channel. That's what I did. I was basically this is terrible. I hate saying this because I don't fully agree with it, but the easiest way to explain it would be I was a mashup of Fudge Muppet and Many a True Nerd, and there'll be so many people that agree with that, and I do hate that, because I really don't like it, but that's the easiest way to explain what my channel used to be. But once 76 came out, I kind of just went, cool, I'm just gonna cover 76 and make videos on it. And there wasn't much of a purpose there. I was never really playing to my strengths as much as just going, oh, I should probably cover this thing, and oh, I'll do this thing. Occasionally I made like character builds, but I'm not a fan of the 76 build community. Not in the way that I was of like the other Bethesda games. Like in the other games, the build community was all about interesting ideas. A lot of them were heavily into role-playing. There were some people who like maximum power and all of the interesting stuff. In 76, I don't want this to be like, oh, everyone who makes character builds in 76 is terrible. No. But I find that the build community in 76 is not as diverse, and just not a good fit for me at all. Like, my kind of character builds aren't for 76, they're for single-player games where I have a lot more freedom, and they'll stay relevant for a long time because things aren't changing. Also, I'm going to say it, multiplayer games aren't for me, really, in general. I'm not a multiplayer person. I hate other people. There, I just said it. I hate being around other people most of the time. I'm really not good at it. All of that general YouTuber stuff that everyone hears about, I'm not going to repeat all of it because it's tiring if you've ever listened to an update video before. But yeah, I'm not so good at the multiplayer side of things. Put me in a single player game, I'll do fine. Put me in a multiplayer game, I'm not going to be as good. And that's something I've struggled with 76. Even to the point of just being in a server with other people and people notice me and then I kind of just can't focus and it becomes all awkward. So apologies to anyone who bumps into me in the game and has managed to find me when I'm not on. And that's another thing as well. Apologies, this is going to be a long video. Enjoy the background footage. But I'm having a lot of trouble recently being on. Like, on for the camera, as I call it. Where I just act like Sarge. Because being on YouTube, I am myself, but I'm an on-camera persona of myself. It's like, if you watch my live streams, I'm talking all the time, I'm interacting with the chat, I'm kind of playing things up sometimes as well, and just having a bit of fun. Obviously, I'm not like that 24/7. Most of the time, I'm an incredibly quiet person. I am not energetic. I think you can probably tell from how my voice is sounding in this channel update. I'm not putting on as much of a YouTube voice as I normally would. I still am doing a bit of it, because it's default whenever I see Audacity playing now. but like, everything about me changes when I'm on for the camera, and generally it's good changes. I know there's the whole, oh, always just be the authentic person you are and stuff, but if I sat and played in silence, that's not particularly entertaining. So there's definitely points where I'll be on for the camera and it's beneficial, but I'm struggling to do that recently, and that's why I'm also going to be taking a break. I apologise again, this update is all over the place, I really can't help it. So yeah, after this video, I'm going to be away from YouTube for a while. I probably won't be that active on like social media, so Discord and Twitter and stuff as well. So apologies for anyone trying to get in touch with me, but don't. It's not gonna happen if it happened. Yeah, I'm gonna be taking a bit of a break, not only to recharge, but to also work out what I'm going to do with my channel as a whole. Because covering 76, like I say, it was just, oh, this is the content I can make, I guess I'll make it. And kind of my workflow has ended up being, here's the thing to cover, quick bit of research, write out a script, check it for typos, record it, throw some B-roll on it. Is it up to everything covered nice and quickly? Yeah, just render it straight out, upload it. That's kind of been my workflow with 99% of the projects I make. I'm not giving them as much care as I'd like to, because it's always a case of, well, I learned about this today, I need to get it out tomorrow, so I'm just gonna make it today. I rarely spend more than a day or maybe 2 days working on a video, and I think it shows. A lot of my videos are not good. They're not necessarily bad, because I think, I truly believe that at a base level, I'm a decent YouTuber. I can keep people somewhat compelled, I think my thumbnail skill isn't terrible, I think I capture some interesting B-roll, I think there's a lot of good things about me, but it's like, if I'm not actually taking the time and care to capitalise on what I'm actually good at, and I'm just kind of going, oh, this is the basic stuff I can do, let's just throw it together, then all of you aren't getting a great quality video, you're just getting something that's decent and fine, and yeah, you'll probably find enjoyable, but we'll forget about in a week. So what I want to do is take the time off. The first thing I'm going to be doing is playing some Skyrim, escaping from everything, pretending the real world doesn't exist, and just kind of, yeah, getting away from it all. But after that, I'm going to take like a serious hard look at my channel, and I'm already kind of doing this. I want to work out what videos I'm really good at making, and I've actually got a list. And on the left-hand side of the mic, I've got a thing that says videos I'm good at, and there's 2 things listed. I've got character builds and ultimate guides. Now the ultimate guides is obviously in reference to my beginner's guide for Fallout 76. I think that a big scale guide there, that I actually spent like about a month on that video or something that I really pore over and really take the time to do. That's something I'm proud of, it helps people who are playing the game, I like that kind of stuff. I'm happy to do more of it, but it does take so much time, but I really didn't do it often. I did a Borderlands 3 Ultimate Beginner's Guide, which wasn't as good just objectively, and also came out fairly soon after the game, which I think is actually a disadvantage for it, and I didn't do so well, and then I was like, oh, I suppose I'll give up on them, but I think I can do them well. And character builds, go check out what my most popular videos are, like 90% of them are character builds, because guess what? I'm good at them. And here's the thing, I used to make them at like 720p, and I wasn't as good at editing or good at voiceovers or as good as I am at anything, and they did really well because I can construct a compelling backstory for a character, I can work out how different things work, I can make an interesting looking character, an interesting themed character. There's a lot of good stuff I can do, but I've not been able to do that with 76, so I kind of just threw character builds away, giving them a few brief tries here and there, but I'm good at them, and I should play to my strengths. So hopefully when I come back, I'll be playing to my strengths. And actually on that note, if you have like any particular types of videos that you do think I stand out as being very good at, do let me know, because I'd really like to have more than 2 things on this list. To be fair, I think I can put live streams on the list, because when I come back, there will be a lot less videos. There'll be a lot less videos because the videos I am working on, I'll be spending days or possibly weeks on. These are not going to be videos that I just get out in 24 hours. There'll be the odd one, I'm sure, which is like, oh, here's an interesting bit of news, I've got an interesting take on it, let's just get this video out. There'll be once of those in a blue moon, I'm sure. But most videos I'm going to be really spending a lot of time on. I want to learn some new editing tricks and be able to use those and make it so my content's almost binge-worthy. I want to make content that you can come back to in like 2 years' time, watch it again, and be like, yes, I'm really happy to watch this, let's watch another Bad Company Sarge video, rather than just being, oh, I got the information I needed like 2 minutes in, this is just some B-roll with some guy talking, let's go watch something else. I want to make something really, really good, and that takes time. Because it's going to take so much time, I'll be live streaming a lot more when I come back. Last week, I'll have done 6 live streams. 6 live streams, hopefully, last week. I'm actually recording this during last week, so I'm halfway through them. And I think I'm genuinely very good at live streaming. I focus on the chat. For me, it's an opportunity to talk with all of you more than anything else. So when I come back, I want to do a lot more live streams and focus on that heavily. And a large part of that as well is it gives me a break from having to worry so much about, oh no, I haven't had a video go out in like a week or whatever. Because if I don't have videos going up like almost all the time, I start panicking about it and I feel terrible. But I need to remind myself that just making a lot of videos isn't actually good. So yeah, I'm taking a break. It's not going to be a super long one, I don't think. At latest, I feel like I'll be back for December, because December pays a lot more. And once again, this is my job. This is my job. I can't afford to just go, oh, well, I'm just going to take a break for 6 months and be totally fine, because then I'll eat through all of my savings, which would not be smart. But also, for anyone who's, on the off chance, anyone's feeling sorry and being like, oh no, he's not making worry, don't worry about me. Don't worry about me. I have savings stored up, specifically for times like these where I'm absolutely useless. So, taking a break isn't going to kill me or anything. It's just kind of necessary, and I wanted you all to know. And I also wanted you all to know that things are changing on the channel. There's not going to be any more videos or live streams for a while, until I come back at an unspecified date, probably later this month. In fact, Still Dawn's going to come out at some point. At time of recording, I don't know when that is, but I'll at least be back to do a Still Dawn review. At the very least, I'll do that. If that happens during my break, there might just be, like, that video and then I'm gone again for a while. If it happens, like, in, like, a month's time, in December or something, I'll be back for long term. But yeah, and, oh man, I've got even more to say. I'm sorry, there's so much to say. Oh, I keep apologising as well. I feel like I waste your guys' time. I genuinely do. And that I'm also sorry about. But if you want to listen, you're listening, so I should just accept that. It's an update. You're here to hear what I have to say. With me changing kind of the approach and outlook of my channel in the next month or so, I'm actually expecting the channel to do a lot worse and for things to go terribly wrong. I actually, before recording this, I made sure to rewatch one of Get Good Guy's recent videos, where he talked about, like, covering Battlefield 5, and how he's now diversifying his content. And Get Good Guy, by the way, another friend of the channel, it's actually been quite amusing being subscribed to him whilst making Fallout 76 videos, because 9 times out of 10, as I'm working on, like, some very specific update video relating to Fallout 76 and the effect it's having on the player base, I'd check my subscriptions and, oh, Get Good Guys uploaded, basically the same thing for Battlefield 5. So I found it even funnier how I was already figuring I'd make an update video, and oh hey, Ben's done the same thing again. Whoop-de-doo. So, yeah, I was listening to him and he talked about diversifying and how he's kind of accepted that he's gonna hit a lot of low views at times, but he's hit some high views as well, which is reassuring to see. And I will say, I'm going to be covering a lot of different things. I've got stuff planned out. It's going to be like still RPG games more than anything, because I don't want to go too far out of a niche, because this is my job, and if I just started like covering Mario Kart or something crazy like that, just completely unrelated to my channel, things would not go well. Just straight up. But even with covering stuff close to my channel, YouTube is not going to be nice to me when that happens. My videos, when they come out, are going to have fairly low click-through rates, I imagine. Not a huge watch time. There's a few people who were like, oh, I just want 76, and they'll click on this briefly, go away, and YouTube's going to be like, well, this is clearly a bad video, let's just sync it for a while. So, I fully expect my channel to kind of do poorly over the next 6 months, maybe, and then pick up again. I actually had this happen when I started covering Fallout 76. My views dropped substantially after, like, one good video. Everything else was just like, nope, no one else wants to watch it, because 76 had such a bad rap. And the people I was previously catering to, most of them just jumped on the whole, nope, we don't like 76, we're not going to watch this stuff. Which is fair enough, but it means I have gone through this before, and come out and been better at the end, but going through it again is not going to be fun. My channel's going to do quite poorly, so to everyone who watches the new content when it comes out and truly enjoys it and hits the like button, comments, shares it even just messages me and be like, hey, I really like what you did there. A preemptive thank you to anyone who does that, because that's going to keep me going when everything's in the red on my analytics. So, to those in the community who stick with me as I change things up, thank you. To those who want to go somewhere else, that's fine. Like, genuinely, if you unsubscribe and go, nah, I don't fancy watching this anymore, I don't have any problems with you. I want to make that clear as well. My channel's not going to be for everyone. I'm going to be catering more towards the audience I want, rather than the audience I think there is. So things are going to change, and not everyone's going to like that, and that is fine. There's different channels for different people. I'm going to shut up now, because I'm an annoying idiot, and you guys shouldn't be listening to me for this long. But I do want to thank all of you who have listened to me. If you're a crazy person and do enjoy all of this stuff, do check out like the unlisted live streams. They're on my main channel page now. It's me talking for hours and hours on end. There's a huge variety of games last week as well. There's tons of videos. Check out my playlist. There's tons of stuff. If you ever feel like, whilst I'm away, oh man, I wish Sarge uploaded something, check out my older content. There's a lot of stuff in there that you might enjoy. That's going to be it for now, though. Thanks to all of you who have joined the channel so far, and I hope that the majority of you decide to stay and see where things go. But for now, I'm just going to step back, and just be myself again for a while.